There we are, and welcome you guys, everyone, to game number 1 of the second series of the day. We'll see Dark playing with the Burmese and DracKeN playing with Mayans in the northwest and the southeast of the map as well. And if you are watching this on YouTube, I am very interested in your opinion. Do let me know down in the comments if you mind the green color over here against the green background, or if you prefer us to change the colors over here. The thing though is, if we are to change green, there isn't really an easy color we can change this into that is going to be obviously contrasting with purple. I think red, blue are not going to work. Teal, maybe teal. And then if we make it blue, right, it's not going to be good against purple, so we will have to make DracKeN red, and I know that some people prefer to have the original colors. Regardless though, we're just going to continue going like this until somebody complains. If anybody has any issues with the current colors, do let me know and we can change it back to blue and red. For the time being, we are just going to default to the original colors. Anyway, Dark playing with the Burmese. He will have... Oh, this is a civilization I actually haven't seen in a long time. Let's see if I can recall the bonuses. They get lumber camp upgrades for free, in addition to 1 extra attack on barracks units per age, up to +3 in the Imperial Age, without taking into account blacksmith upgrades. So those are separate things, right? Besides that, the Burmese can also see the relics around the map at the beginning of the game. I think that is the team bonus for them, and I am forgetting something over here. So free lumber camp upgrades. They get a 50% discount on monastery upgrades, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's everything, right, for the Burmese. I'm just going to check in game to make sure that I am not forgetting something. And oh, the battle elephants, they get +1/+1 armor. All right, change please. All right, what color would you like to have me change for the green player? Green and green terrain does not work. All right, pink. All right, well, let's just change both then. Let's go for standard. There we are. And DracKeN playing with the Mayans instead. He will begin with 1 extra villager. He's gonna have, in addition to that, 15% longer lasting resources, 10, 20, 30% cheaper archer units in the field castle and Imperial Ages. And for the team bonus, Mayans also have a discount on walls, so that is good. And potentially on this map is going to be much more handy compared to some of the maps that we saw from the first series. As for the map generation, both these players will spawn on opposite sides in between both the rivers, so no one is going to have a river guaranteed, and both will have to make a choice of which one to go for. In the end, both will go for the one on the left hand side. It seems to be a little bit closer for both players. For Dak's map generation, he's got the main goal on the left hand side, secondary goal on the right hand side. The other secondary goal is going to be on the left hand side. This one is extremely far away from the TC. And for stone, we have the main stone down the south, and the secondary stone is going to be on the right hand side. That's about it, right? This is a very safe wood line if he does end up going for some walls like this. From here, there is always a possibility of going for something greedier, right? But like, honestly, we're probably just going to see something a little bit more practical. So maybe from here to here, here to here, and maybe here to here, perhaps. That'll be cheap. You'll be able to still protect the wood. Not so much the gold, unless he went for the walls around it. And this gold's definitely going to be beyond reach. This gold's definitely going to be beyond reach. Yeah, and the stone is going to be beyond reach as well. We'll see what Dark goes for. DracKeN instead, he seems to be going for walls already, and it seems like it's going to be a little bit of a greedier wall out for the red player, as it's most likely going to end up being something like this, right? I would imagine. If he goes for this, he should be able to collect from this gold, the main one in front, and then on the right hand side we are going to have the secondary gold, very far away but kind of backish, so it's good if he ends up going for these walls. Then he should be able to collect from this anyway. And going for the wall out the way that I'm suggesting over here would allow him to secure this wool line. Will allow him to secure this wool line. The stone as well, which is good. And that'll be about it. But yeah, he's going for it. He's sending the villager over. And his scouting information is good. He knows. He knows where to wall to. You saying green and green terrain does not work reminds me of playing gray. When I was young, I mean, when I was younger, I used to play in the gray color with my friends so that they would have a harder time spotting me on snowy maps. And because we would play Black Forest quite a lot, and that one used to be quite snowy very often as well. It'll be harder for them to spot me in the minimap. Anyway, PLH is here ready for both players. Almost simultaneously in Dark. Dark is going for militias. Down the south, we have 4 fishing ships for DracKeN. We have 4 fishing ships for Dark. Pretty standard builds over here. DracKeN did go for a second dock though, so he seems to be more inclined to try and get water control. And in the end, the walls were not quite as greedy as I was expecting to see from DracKeN, but I think this is probably a reaction to Dark's push for the most part, and just the fact that he won't really be able to close the walls on time if he tries to go for something a little bit greedier, right? In the end, he does end up getting access to the goal in the back, although he is very much open over here and Dark is aware of it. The only units that Dark's gotten access to on land, these militias now turned into Minotaurs, would have to spend a significant amount of time walking around the map in order to get on the right hand side. So he'll still just keep on trying to put pressure on the left hand side because the walking distance is just too much. Meanwhile in the water though, here comes DracKeN with the fire galleys. Pushing the villager away as Dark gets his own extra dock over here. Is going to be 2 docks per player. There is a demo raft though for Dark, and DracKeN reacts, but still ends up getting chunked for a lot of HP. There we go. Fantastic. Beautiful. He's taking all the fishing ships down. Meanwhile, Dark is barely going for any navy. He's got 1 fire galley out. DracKen's got 5 fire galleys out. So yeah, Dark's probably just going to end up getting cleaned up. And DracKen's looking great. Clown in the water. Can't swim sometimes. They won't drown every time. They're actually doing much better over here compared to Dark. Economy as well, much stronger for DracKeN then. Of course, you can imagine the fishing ships do have something to do with that. Even if Dark's got a higher work account right now for food workers, yeah, it might not matter too much. Beautiful reaction from DracKeN getting the walls up as soon as Dark started putting pressure over here, and the walls that he's gone for will allow for him to secure the gold still. And even though he did not connect both these woolens, I think he probably might not have had vision of it. Yeah, he didn't really know about the woolen over here, otherwise that would have been a better wall for him, but he still has 1 woolen over here completely safe. He's got 2 archer ranges. Start making a transition into land units. He's got a market coming up as well to allow him to go up to the castle age probably a little bit quicker as well, although right now he kind of needs to balance his economy. But yeah, everything's looking really, really good for the Czech player. Dark, on the other hand, not so much, unfortunately, for him. There we are. Left hand side. DracKeN starting to get some vision around Dark's economy. He already knew where Dark was. Now it's only a matter of spotting vulnerable areas so that once he gets to the castle edge, he'll be able to strike. And out to the castle edge he goes, DracKeN. 2 minutes away from it. Dark, not even close. Won't be going to the castle edge anytime soon, but check this out though. The Minotaurs are coming in. Yes, sir. DracKen's reaction over here is really good. He's gonna try and trap the Minotaurs, and he's going to do so. So now there is a villager under attack, but in the end, the Minotaurs do end up getting cleaned up, and DracKeN stabilizes completely. Has lost only one eco unit so far, and that unit has been a fishing ship. So not even a villager he's lost this game up until this point. While Dark, on the other hand, he ended up losing all the fishing ships. He's got a few left over here still, but he's probably going to end up losing that one as well. And once DracKeN gets to the castle edge, of course, we're gonna see the war galley upgrade come in to upgrade those fire galleys into fire ships, to upgrade standard galleys into war galleys. Now, this is not the best for DracKeN though. He's probably going to end up losing a villager over there. Yeah, there we go. He walks away now. And he gets to the castle edge, so it's looking pretty alright for the red player. He's coming in with the archers. Dark's got 5 skirmishers total, and the unit control from DracKeN though. Clinical unit control for the Lizard, taking on the skirmishers, closing the gap to prevent the bull player from even being able to target the units anymore. And yeah, it seems that the skirmishers are going down in the end. We don't have bad archer armor, mind you, for DracKeN, but he still manages to survive with all the archers regardless. And now he's got Bakinaro about to finish researching. Seems like he might end up getting pushed away from water though, Dark. And that's spending a lot of extra resources, going for extra fire galleys, going for the demo raft. But DracKeN, if DracKeN gets his way, and we see already one village going down, if DracKeN gets his way, then he should be in a position. Let's see. There we go. And DracKeN should be in a position to compensate for the fishing ships that he's losing, right? So the last one goes down over there, but he's still looking better for KD. He's got archers over here, could very well turn into crossbows very soon, and it's very much open for Dark on the back though. And Dark is not aware of it! Once again, the players not getting proper scouting information. Will end up taking a lot of damage over here, and while DracKeN does have a few skirmishers to defend against, he does have the crossman upgrade right now, so in addition to Bakinaro, crossman will give him extra range with these units, so he shouldn't really struggle against the skirmishers too much. Here we are. Extra DC's on the way now for DracKeN as well. He can't tame his arena inner beast unless he starts going for extra TCs. Dark's getting to the castle age himself finally. Does get there with a significantly stronger economy because of getting water in the end. DracKeN did have the possibility of completely pushing Dark out of water, but he decided to prioritize land, and he is getting some damage done, to be fair, so far. DracKeN has gotten 4 extra eco units from Dark. The Dark has gotten from him. He's an extreme nuisance right now, DracKeN that is as well, with the crossbows around everywhere. It's so difficult for Dark to keep a working economy. 50% worker economy, or worker efficiency in the last minute for Dark compared to DracKen's 75%. Platinum Lizard dominating? Yes. Gainer 1 is still favoring the red player, even if the worker count was higher for Dark upon reaching the Castle Age. Now DracKeN with the extra TCs and still keeps on going for extra crosses, by the way. Will keep on massing his army further and further, and will keep on pulling ahead in villager count further and further as well. We see some knights coming out from Dark, which is good. And DracKen's got enough crossbows over here to defend against the knights without too many issues. I like it that Dark did take the time though. He was patient and took the time to go for chain bar and armor before he unleashed the units. Right hand side. Fire Galley though from DracKeN. Dark is not reacting to this whatsoever, so this could be extremely good. The Fire Galley will now taking in a bunch of the fishing ships over there. Meanwhile, DracKen's land units are also doing like pretty alright against the knights. Now he'll probably end up getting cleaned up over here though. Managed to get as much damage as possible done with these units, but once again, that's not the only push that he's got. He's got several groups of crossbows, and he still manages to hold on to a threatening army down the south. Castle on the way, in front of his base as well, in front of the goal. That's going to provide protection. He's got extra fire galleys on the right hand side, and Dark's not reacting to these whatsoever. Well, I guess he is, technically. He does get one fire galley out himself, but he does not have another one queued up, and DracKeN should be able to take this one down without any issues. Yeah, he's going to. So in the last 5 minutes or so, the game's been a little bit of a roller coaster, with DracKeN going out to the Castle Age much earlier, in a seemingly better position, Dark being able to come back in economy when going out to the Castle Age himself, and ultimately DracKeN starting to pull ahead on his own as well as the game went. There we are. Wheelbarrow coming in for both these players. DracKen's going to be the first one to get it. He does have a little bit of a stronger economy compared to Dark. Maybe saying a little bit, it's time to sell in it. DracKen's got a massive economy lead against Dark, and it's not only the worker count. If you take a look, he's also the only player with horse collar. Another castle on the way for DracKeN. He's been relying on archers, so making a transition to pull archers is certainly something that makes sense. He already has many of the upgrades he needs for the unit. Oh my lord, and he's getting so much damage done. Ballistics came in for DracKeN as well. This is very, very important, especially against mobile units. Ballistics will allow you to chunk a lot of HP off these units whenever they bail, whenever you're disengaging. And of course, will make your any archer unit extremely deadly around villagers. So now Dark is crumbling even further. The knights can't do anything anymore. The archer count over here for DracKeN has skyrocketed. He's got the Imperial Age on the way as well, while Dark on the other hand does not have anywhere near enough resources to even think of going up to the Imperial Age. It's beyond the horizon right now for Dark. It's just not in the picture. See? Yeah, Dark Knights are not really achieving much of anything. He did go for the extra TCs himself in an attempt to try and catch up in economy, but unfortunately this is something that we have talked about in the past a few times. If you're behind like this, like Dark, and you try to play catch up for economy against a player you know has had stronger economy for a while, you're just going to set yourself further behind. Dark had a smaller economy to work with that he used the resources from to get extra TCs up and try to catch up, right? So he had coming into the extra TCs a smaller economy already than what DracKeN had. And now he's going to be spending a lot of his economy just trying to get the villages out just to catch up. And DracKeN, for the most part, has been reaping the benefits of a stronger economy for a while already, especially with the Mayans. It's going to be so straightforward for him. 3 extra hours of gathered economy time for the red player, and of course that's going to keep on getting higher and higher by the minute, even if Dark is on 4 TCs, because it's going to take a long time until Dark eventually catches up in village account before he's even able to contest the working time. Now those are some good mango shots from Dark against DracKen's crossbows. Not the best unit control for the red player, but still his lead is remarkable. He's going for half of the year now. Honestly, I don't think he even needed that. Against Castle Age units, just Arbalisters or a good amount of Plumed Archers would have sufficed. Probably even Elite Plumed Archer. I mean, I guess it's fine. I definitely would have preferred for him to add maybe some Siege to this, a few Trebuchets, and then keep on going for cross, maybe Arbalisters, or once again Plumed Archers could have been really good, but he decides to make a play for Pikemen. Feels like the only Hail Mary play would be to somehow get Manipur Cavalry and spam Hussar. There's no way to get it. Yeah, Manipur Cavalry. That's going to give cavalry units bonus damage against archers, right? Maybe DracKen's anticipating something like that and then making the play into Halberdier. +5. How much did I say? +4? Or did I not say a number? I remember that it was a bonus damage against it. Anyway, you didn't say any number. I would probably have guessed +5, but I wouldn't have been sure about it. So thanks anyway. Yeah, perhaps, right? But now with a halberdier, that's not really going to work out. So maybe DracKen's just looking ahead. Maybe he's just trying to stay one step ahead compared to Dark, even in my opinion, though Manipur Cavalry is not going to make a difference against a big ball of Arbalisters with Castle Age units. And of course, he would need to get to the Imperial Age before he gets to Manipur. He is 1 minute away from it, but he was relying on, and he is still relying on Castle Age units only, right? Against which DracKeN didn't really need the halberdier for, but whatever. He's in a position right now that so long as he doesn't just straight out throw the game, he should be able to take game number 1, and it's looking very good. Dark, unfortunately, though, is struggling big time. Well, yeah, there we go. The TC's going down. There's another TC on the way for Dark. Very unlikely to make a difference. And yeah, Dark is unfortunately not really performing the best in T90 Titans League in the Platinum Division over here. Seems to be right now in the danger zone. To be fair though, I think this is going to be just a second set for him. Yes, it's going to be just a second set for him. DracKen's going to be the first player with 3 sets on Group B. Yeah, if Dark loses here, he finds himself in a very precarious position where he's gonna be hard-pressed to win the next couple sets in order to just stay in the Platinum League, of course. Here we are. Yeah, it's full domination for DracKeN. Dark is trying to make a transition into the Chonkers though. Does he have Howda? Well, he does end up calling the GGs, so it doesn't matter, but I don't think he did. Wait a moment. No, he didn't, right? No, he didn't. He had Chain Barlet Armor plus the standard bonus for +3, or +1/+1 rather for Elephant Unit, so. Yeah, that was not going to work against the Halberdier. The game's been over for a while already, and DracKeN dominated this one. That's going to put the Czech player up 1-0 against the Russian. Let's go through the achievements and update the draft information before jumping into game number 2. BKD for Dark in the end is going to be about 11 to 10, a little bit higher than that even. For economy, we see a stronger economy for DracKeN, who does end up collecting about 10,000 extra resources. So while Dark managed to get a better KD, the value of the trades was much more favorable for the red players. He was trading cheaper units for pricier units, either crossbows or pulm archers for knights and villagers, or for fishing ships as well, right? With a fire galleys on water too. For society, a stronger society stat for DracKeN reveals a higher villager max count in addition to no villager losses throughout the game, while DracKeN ended up losing 31. And the fishing ship department is going to look different though. While DracKeN ended up losing 5 fishing ships, the entirety of his fishing economy, Dark ended up losing more fishing ships. He ended up producing more as well, but once again, that's one of those situations where Dark was trying to catch up and paying more resources for extra units, try and catch up with an already smaller economy. And once again, DracKeN comes out on top because of it. Switch the colors once again. And we'll have Dark in the blue on the right hand side playing with the Japanese, while DracKeN is playing in the red color on the left hand side, playing with Hindustanis. Dark, with this civilization, is going to have 33% faster attacking infantry started in the field age. We'll see for the Japanese a 50% discount as well. With the Japanese, 50% discount on drop-off buildings. And that's gonna be it for the Japanese. Every other bonus for the civilization, including the team bonus, is going to be only relevant on hybrid or water map. DracKeN, on the other hand, with the Hindustanis, is going to have a, you could say, more contextually relevant civilization over here, where the Hindustanis are not really tailored for water play. Instead, all their bonuses are going to be relevant on a map such as Arabia. And there are a bunch of things that we can see over here. First off, the Hindustanis will have 25% faster attacking camel units. They get +1/+1 armor on gunpowder units. In addition, 10, 15, 20, and 25% cheaper villages in Darkfield Castle and Imperial Ages. Team bonus finally is going to give Hindustanis 2 bonus damage from Scoutline units against actually light cavalry, hussar, and camel rider units against buildings. And that's gonna be about it for both these players. Let's go for the map generation next. And starting with Mr. Dark, we'll see for the bull player, the main goal in the back. He's got the main stone on the left-hand side, secondary stone up in the north. There is a secondary goal on the right-hand side, kind of backish and side-ish at the same time. Very, very unlikely he's going to end up taking it. And there is another. Ho-ho! Wait a moment, though! Christmas is early! And here comes Dark. He went for it right away, and he is taking a boar. Fantastic. Yeah, and he's doing it really, really well, staying within the line of sight of the boar. There you are. Yeah. And he ends up taking this one. So that's going to be 3 boars for him, right? He does have the third one in the back. Yes, he does. So that's going to be 3 boars for Dark. And once again, we have the main goal in the back, which is beautiful. Secondary goals will be a little bit too far away. And then the stones, we're going to have the main stone on the left-hand side, secondary stone up in the north. Some deer to go from the north. He's not been pushing yet. I'm not really sure that he actually has a vision of it. But because of how close to the center of the map he actually has generated, or he spawned, it's going to be pretty difficult for him to defend himself. He could go for something like this, but then he's going to need to go for something like this in order to protect the gold. And anything else is honestly going to be just as hard, if not harder, because of how open he is up in the north. So maybe not the best map generation for Dark, as he's sending some militias forward. We'll keep an eye on this, of course, but for the time being, let's take a look at the map generation for the red players. So he's got the main goal in the back, and that's beautiful. He's got the secondary goals down the south, very far away, on the right-hand side, very far away as well. Main stone on the right-hand side, secondary stone on the left-hand side towards the south. And if we do this, and potentially something like this, he would be able to protect himself, but the left-hand side is going to be an issue, right? So probably it's going to be more like this instead, and just some local walls around the berries, right? So something like this should still allow him to protect himself while still getting access to the goal. I would say probably DracKeN's map generation I'm liking a little bit better, but to be fair, none of these players has a map generation that is worth writing home about. This is still kind of rough for both these guys, albeit a little bit rough for Dark. I don't think the map generation itself is going to be the reason for this game going in favor of one player or the other, right? Anyway, Eric's coming in now for DracKeN as well. VOH is here already for DracKeN. Oh! DracKeN might have over-foraged here. The militias are getting access to the villagers. And once again, the Josh is not really about taking the villagers down necessarily. If you can do it, beautiful. But if you can't, as long as you're able to disrupt your opponent's economy, that's still going to be pretty good in Dark. I was able to disrupt DracKeN's economy, but by a very, very small margin. Still over 80% of worker efficiency in the last minute for DracKeN compared to Dark's 85%, right? So it's a very small difference. And now the walls are already up for DracKeN once again. It seems like Dark is unlikely to get any damage done with the militias anymore. VLH is gonna be here for Dark. We're gonna see a transition to archers. He is collecting gold already, yes. He is collecting from the deer up in the north. And the archer range is on the way. He's got a single villager going for it, so he's not gonna go too heavily into the archer play at the beginning. DracKeN, on the other hand, he already has an archer range up, and he already has the first archer out. So if DracKeN is able to keep his units together, he should be able to offset for Dark's defensive advantage, right? If DracKeN is the one to go forward to put some pressure, but we'll see. First off, he needs to clean these units up. And that is not the best unit control, though! The archer goes down right away, yes sir! Nice body block from Dark. In the end, he does end up losing the scout, but he does end up taking DracKeN's scout down with him as well. So overall 2-1 KD favoring the bull player. That's still on the way for DracKeN. Our village goes down. Not the best reaction for DracKeN this time around. This is a lot more than just a little disruption in Dark. Like a fish in the water here. It's showing why Arabia was his home map. DracKeN might not be able to get clean sweep over here as he probably would have liked instead. Dark is looking very dominant in game number 2, already getting a villager lead. Extra military units as well. He's got a lower idle TC count as well on DracKeN. DracKen's got extra archers coming up, but Dark's done such a good job mitigating for DracKen's defender's advantage, actually. Yeah, and it seems to me like this game might actually maybe not make it into the castle age, you know, with all the pressure that Dark's putting up. And that the extra units is bringing over as well. It seems like he's just going to keep on roaming around DracKen's base and just disrupting his economy further and further. And that's how villager going down right away from DracKeN. Another one that is sinking into the ground right now. Yep. And the GG's call right away. 15 minutes into the game. 15 minutes into the game. DracKeN gets completely annihilated in game number 2, and Dark, man, didn't honestly seem like he struggled this one too much at all. The struggle was all for the dragon. Let's go and take a look at the achievements then, and we don't need to run a commercial between games 2 and 3 because it's been such a short one. We can just jump into the next one right away. Military, better for Dark. Economy, better for Dark. Everything, better for Dark. Society count, everything favors the Russian player. And welcome everyone to the last game of the series, DracKeN. He's got Turks for the last game. His home map on Arena. While Dark is using Bengalis. Now, he had Teutons and he had Burgundians available. Dark, that is. And he decided to go for Bengalis, so we'll see if he can make this civilization work. I have seen Bengalis work in the past on Fortress. That's a map where you already begin with a castle and you're able to go into Rathas right away. If you go for an extra castle, that basically doubles your production potential for Rathas, and Rathas are one of those units that once you get all the upgrades for them and once you get a good amount of units, kind of similar to the Mangolai from the Mongols, it's very, very hard to fight against. However, that is not something that is particularly easy to pull off, of course, because you do need to get the castles up. You need to get a ton of upgrades. And on Arena, you're going to have to build everything from scratch. You don't have your castles, right? You don't have a stronger economy to begin with. DracKeN, instead playing with Turks, he's got a myriad of viable strategies that he can go for on Arena against Bengalis. I guess he's going to try and choose whatever adapts the best against what he's expecting Dark to go for. In my opinion, Dark's probably just going to make a play for a standard fast castle into economy over here until the later stages of the game. And DracKeN, to be honest, I think he might actually be able to make a play for economy himself and take this one into the later stages. It's going to be easier for him to make a transition into an Imperial Age army compared to Dark because of all the upgrades that Dark needs. DracKen's not going to be the case so much, I think. But he could also play for a castle drop full push over here and try to punish Dark's greed if he is expecting the Russian player to go for full economy. And I think that's probably something that I like a little bit better from DracKeN. Yeah, just something like a fast castle drop, Janissary full push against a player who's trying to get away with multiple DCs and full economy could be extremely promising for DracKeN. Bengalis are a sick arena civilization. Been saying that since their tech tree was released, but only recently people have started believing that. Yeah, I mean, of course. You could just full smash. Bengalis monks are such a nuisance. Yes, we haven't gone through the civilization bonuses yet. So, for the Bengalis, we do get +3/+3 armor on the monks. Yes. And they are going to have an addition to that, 2 additional villagers from each DCs, spawning for free each time that they go up to the next stage. And that's already going to make their economy very good. It's going to make us it's going to make for a civilization that lends itself for eco plays naturally. Besides that, we also see for the Bengalis, I believe the other bonus is that elephants take 25% less bonus damage and they have conversion resistance. And then there is one for ships that is not relevant. For the team bonus, there is one that is not relevant for 1v1s for Bengalis as well. And then for DracKeN, playing with Turks instead, it's going to have 25% faster working gold miners. 25% faster, actually extra HP, sorry, on gunpowder units. Free chemistry, a 50% discount on gunpowder upgrades, bombard towers, and yeah, that's basically it for this one. And then on top of that, he also gets light cavalry and Hussar upgrades for free with 1 extra pierce armor. The team bonus finally is going to make gunpowder units train 25% faster. So yeah, the Bengalis, they can be a very strong arena civilization. They do have pretty good monks. They have a strong economy as well. But so far, most of the times that I have seen Bengalis use an arena, they just die miserably. So they might be on paper potentially strong, but I haven't seen people actually be able to take advantage of them too much. What was it? Wasn't it was it Warlords? I think the last time that we saw Bengalis, and the prediction was not favorable for the Bengalis. I think it was Bengalis versus Bohemians, right? And everybody was expecting the Bohemians to dominate, and the Bengalis came out on top, but that one... Was it Jordan? Wasn't it? Leary versus Jordan or something like that? Or, no, what am I talking about? Not Jordan, Hera. Wasn't it Leary versus Hera? I remember there was a game where Hera was playing with the Bohemians, right? And somebody else was playing with the Bengalis. This might be from a recent tournament somewhat. But yeah, I think that was a little bit of a misplay from Hera. For the most part, we'll see if that is the case over here or not. DracKeN won the Clown League a couple days ago, so I have faith in him. Alright. I am... yeah, expecting DracKeN to do pretty well, let's say. On Arena, right? That's what he's known for the most part, but... interesting to see, though, the Scout. Taking a lot of HP losses over here. Dark is confusing this map for Fortress, by the looks of it. He's just not going to bank on the Scout because of the extra HP from the monks, perhaps? Let me take a look. Yeah, living with the Scout is certainly out of the ordinary on Arena. What kind of Scout information does he have? Not too much. He knows where 2 of the relics are. He's missing vision of 3 still. And there we are. Village is here for Dark. He's going for Market, the blacksmith. He's gonna go up to the castle age right away. DracKeN. He's gonna go for the castle Janissary play by the looks of it. Interestingly enough, he will go for a blacksmith and a stable though. So we'll see a castle drop and scouts from DracKeN. Just gonna be interesting to see now. We didn't take a look at the map generation yet. Going through it very quickly, we're gonna see the Dark's got the main goal in the back, which is fantastic. Secondary goals forward. Could potentially get spotted by the Scout going along this direction from the enemy. He's got the main stone up in the north, and then the secondary resources, of course, are going to be the remaining secondary ones are going to be outside the walls forward. While the map generation for DracKeN, on the other hand, is going to have the main goal on the back as well, but the secondary goal is significantly more exposed over here compared to the secondary goal for Dark in terms of potential for scouting, as if Dark was to scout along this line, right, with the Scout and get vision of this. He would know about this stone as well as this gold. Main stone is going to be on the back for DracKeN, but this could be really good for Dark if he was ever hoping to go for forward aggression. However, right now he's going out to the castle age without any stone miners. It's unlikely we're going to see Dark actually make use of that information even if he got access to it. And it's not even guaranteed that he's gonna get good access to, or he's going to get good vision, rather, of what's behind the walls from Mr. DracKeN, because the scout being so low HP, it's acceptable to get him taken down by DracKeN right away. Castle drop coming in. He knows about the gold. DracKeN knows about it. So this is a fantastic location for a castle. The moment he gets to the castle, you're probably going to see one come up around here. Maybe not right next to the walls. And maybe not this gigantic. But somewhere around here, right? DracKeN. There we go. Go for it. And he knows about the gold. Okay. Never mind. Meerkatman, it's very much appreciated. Thank you so much for your kind words. Kassen is massively underrated in the community. I appreciate it. And yeah, well, I'm going to try and do what I can to change that, right? Bunch of things lined up for 2023. And hopefully that's going to help. But thank you for your kind words. Castle is coming up. Once again though, not enough range to deny this one, but he will secure this goal for himself at the very least. So he's prioritizing taking resources away, quite literally, collecting the resources from Dark away over denying the possibility for Dark to collect from this one, albeit temporarily, right? Without really securing extra resource for himself. And we see the Janissaries on the way. This is exactly what we were talking about, right? One of the possibilities DracKeN had playing with the Turks over here was to go for the castle drop into Janissaries and just try to punish the triple TC play, and Dark has gone for full economy. DracKeN should be able to come in very soon. He's trying to breach through one of these walls. If only we could see. And here comes DracKeN with the light cavalry right now. He gets the upgrade for free. Dark right now, despite having 2 monasteries, is on a single monk. And there's a 3rd monastery coming up. And what does he get with this though? He's not really been able to get anything done. He loses already 2 villagers around the farms. And like vultures, light cavalry will remain just circling the monasteries, waiting for the monks to pop out. Dark with this monastery is gonna be able to at the very least get some of these monks safe. Oh, in control for DracKeN. It's gotta be careful. But yeah, of course, if he's only able to work safely with a single monastery over here, it's gonna take forever for Dark to get a good amount of monks out. Basically, both these monasteries are unusable. He is just producing from this spot. Yeah, Affliction is going to help over here as well. Will make the castle that much more threatening. Conversion on the way. He's going to get it. Not quite. Oh my lord. The unit control from Dark is incredible. He is able to keep the monks alive, but he doesn't manage to get a single conversion. Now we see another conversion attempt over here with all 3 monks trying to target a single unit, and he does not get the conversion still. He does end up losing one of the monks. And there is another castle drop coming in from DracKeN, and this is just disaster for Dark. He's been completely unable to make the monk play work over here. Despite some monstrous micro from the Rajan player, DracKen's been able to keep tabs on the monks. And this is C is next in line to go down, and DracKen's gonna keep on massing more and more Janissaries by the minute, of course, getting the second castle double his production potential. While he's not been prioritizing Janissary production for the most part, he's got still a very small amount of units. Having 2 castles over here is gonna make it very easy for him to mass a much more threatening number of Janissaries when he decides to fully invest into it, compared to just having the 1 castle. So this is still very, very good for DracKeN. Here he comes. He's gotta be careful. Good unit control, good awareness for the Lizard. Dark on the other hand. He's just going back. He's got 5 monks. With good unit control, he can turn over more units than what DracKeN would be left with. PC goes down. Another villager goes down from Dark as well. So far, he's the only one to have taken any losses. Oh, finally a conversion coming in from Dark. After taking a lot of monk losses, he's starting to get some damage done over here. Well, DracKeN hasn't really thought of going for too many light cavalry. He seems to be making a transition to full economy, which I am not really sure I agree with. He was able to get some damage done, right, against Dark, but I don't think it was enough damage to warrant a transition to full economy. If he was able to get, if he had been able up until this point to get like 15 villagers, 20 villagers, something like that would at the very least have kept Dark somewhat close to DracKen's own villager count. Then yeah, going for extra economy would make sense. DracKeN would probably be in a position already to start pulling ahead and working on, but Dark is actually doing just fine, you know. I mean, sure, he's lost TC, he's lost the monasteries, he's gotten breached, but he has not taken any major losses. And here come the light cavalry. Despite the extra armor, the monks are going down still. Well, 1 monk goes down. The light cavalry get converted, and in the end, Dark is gonna be the first player to go up to the Imperial Age. He's gotten a castle up already. He's gonna be the first player with access to siege. Take the castle down, and yeah, he's got a 30C on the way on the right hand side, so he's been able to defend really well in DracKen's push. I was expecting to actually achieve a lot more than it did up until this point, but to be fair, DracKeN didn't really ever commit to it too much, right? Didn't go for any extra siege, didn't go for too many extra Janissaries as well. He got a Janissary high of 7. I don't know. Regardless, DracKeN 4 TC. Yeah, was coming up. Dark's gonna be on 4 TCs himself as well. He's going for 2 additional ones. Yeah, and Dark gets to the Imperial Age. And we should have trebuchets coming out, and he does. Have the trebuchet come out. DracKen's getting the villager lead right now. Yes, Dark with 4 TCs, if he's able to keep production from all 4 TCs, should be able to prevent DracKeN from catching up. Up until this point, the Russian player has gotten close to 2 hours of extra gather economy time. Block Printing's coming in as well. Fantastic for Dark. He has already gotten Sanctity, so that's going to be 45 HP. +3 armor for Dark right now in this castle. It's going down. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And the answer to that is soon. We have a second trebuchet coming out. Depending on whether or not DracKeN tries to commit to keeping the castle up, it's going to take longer to go down, but ultimately it's going to crumble. And Dark's going to make use of the trebuchets, take this one down next, and then start putting pressure forward. Still some ways off for DracKeN to click to the Imperial Age. He's getting Heresy though. Very pricey upgrade. As Dark is still gonna keep on trying to make the monk play work over here. Is going to find out that DracKen's units actually are not keen on getting converted. There we go. Castle goes down. Dark Has a third trebuchet coming out after conscription finishes researching, and this castle is going down from DracKeN as well. Dark's getting the villager lead. Once DracKeN clicks up to the Imperial Age, DracKeN is going to start falling behind even further, as Dark's going to be able to keep on producing from every single TC, and DracKEN's going to have one of those researching the Imperial Age. Imperial Age is on the way for DracKeN. It's gonna get Hussar. It's got 3 stables, so that's good. There's a castle coming up, a defensive one from DracKeN. And this is really good. This is what we were talking about earlier. He might not have denied this gold, but it did not make a difference because Dark was able to collect from the main goal on the back for long enough to get access to this gold once again, and instead, by securing this one, DracKeN was able to actually steal resources away. That's going to be 3,200 resources going down to 1,000 only, so that's 2,200 resources DracKEN's been able to steal from Dark. This makes it that much more important for Dark to try and get some map control so that he can get access to some of the neutral resources and compensate for that. Ideally, steal from DracKEN's own gold as well. So here comes the bull player. He's got the monks, he's got the trebuchets, he's coming up! And he'll realize about the castle in a moment. He's trying to prevent the stone mine from coming up, and he'll be able to do so. Yeah, he's got 3 trebuchets, so that's not... Oh, he's going after the gate? No, he's going after the mining camp. And after the gate at the same time? No, he's just going after the gate by the looks of it. No, he's going for both. Okay. Yeah, he doesn't know about the castle. This is a big problem for Dark. He could be taking the castle down already, and now it's giving DracKeN enough time to get Sipahi, which will give DracKEN's cavalry archers extra HP. Chimbardan armor on the way for Dark, and the castle's getting spotted right now, but Sipahi is coming in anyway. Yes, the cavalry archer play seems inevitable right now. DracKEN's only missing upgrade from the castle that he needs to keep the castle up for is conscription, of course, and it seems like he's gonna be able to do it. But check this out, we have elephants coming out right now for Dark. He tried to make a play for it in game number 1, it did not work out. For game number 3, it's not working out as the trebuchets are going down in that castle though. That was so close, but it is going down. At the last second, the last trebuchet shot from Dark takes the castle down, and he is going for elite battle elephants. He's going for bloodlines, he's going for forging, he's going for husbandry as well. And DracKEN's gonna make a play for camels in addition to cavalry archers. And yes, we said that DracKEN could have made a play for full economy and tried to take this into the later stage of the game. In the end, we get there, even if it did not go for full economy from the get-go. And Dark, well, Dark making a play for elephants over here is going to struggle to get a good amount of units out, much more so compared to DracKEN, given the cost of elephants compared to the cost of cavalry archers and camels, right? However, of course, if Dark, by some miracle of nature, managed to get up to 200 population with a mostly elephant-based army, should be able to get pretty decent trades. This is going to be the more pop efficient unit, but of course it's much easier said than done. Dark, in order to get the 200 population with elephants only, is gonna need a much stronger economy than what he's got right now. There we go. A lot of extra elephants. Chonkers on the way for Dark. He's getting right now plate barred in armor as well. Not the fastest of unit, mind you. DracKen's getting Theocracy right now. Wasn't he getting Theocracy just a moment ago? Did he cancel it or something? I thought he was getting, I think he might have been going for something else. Maybe he was just going for Illumination, perhaps. Wait, they don't get Illumination, the Turks. They don't get Illumination, they don't get block printing. I'm really sure why I saw him go for before. They don't get Illumination, right? Let me check real quick. Yeah, they don't get it. Block printing either. Sanctity and Theocracy, those are the only upgrades that DracKeN has got, and I thought that I saw him go for something else. Well, anyway, Dark's push is shaping out to be extremely strong. That is a lot of elephants coming in. Elite battle elephants from Dark, and DracKeN crumbling to 135 population. My lord. How often do you get to see the Chonkers in their full glory? Not very often, I'd say. And Dark needs to... Whoa! Whoa! The throw? The disrespect. No. DracKeN played really well, but Dark takes the game over here. DracKeN was playing for his Imperial Army composition. What is he going to do? Monks over here against 30 elephants? Spearmen? No way, camels? Yeah, I mean, he was going for camels, but boy, the push over here, the momentum from Dark was amazing. And I honestly wasn't really sure if he was going to manage to push back when DracKeN had some great momentum himself. He was starting to get to a very good population as well. Well, in the end, Dark is going to end up taking the series over here, and DracKeN, who was banking on Arena for his usually guaranteed wins in each series, is going to end up losing on this map to Dark and losing the series. And that could have been really good for DracKeN. He could have gotten a point over here. But now he's going to get -1 with this one. Great game from Dark. DracKeN win Arena versus Leary and lost Dark, right? Well done. Let's go through the achievements. Better KD for Dark. It has to be, given the cost that the units he was going for. It ended up getting a stronger economy. All the thousands of extra resources he got, he ended up investing into his military push, of course, and it was absolutely necessary. But what a great game. What a great game to close the series with. And Miguel, thank you so much for the raids. Very much appreciated, and welcome everyone. I hope you had a great stream, and I hope all your viewers enjoyed. We are casting right now T90 Titans. The year coming in just at the time we are wrapping up the second series. And the third set's going to begin in a little bit. We're probably going to have a 5 minutes break, 10 minutes break. Usually it tends to be a little bit longer for TTL, but we'll go back and we'll take a look at the standings for Group B after the result of the second